Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the SACAC Virtual College Fair this evening. We have a great list of schools for you to hear from this evening. So come on in, relax, and get ready for some great information. So I just have some quick housekeeping items. First of all, you're going to have questions tonight of these panelists. And so don't feel shy to put those questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you ask your question, and then also make sure you put the school's name that you're directing the question to. That will help them determine who needs to answer the question or who you'd like to get that information from. So don't hesitate to put questions in at any time. Secondly, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off. So our panelists cannot see or hear you this evening. Next up, there is still another set of sessions after this panel. So make sure that you sign up for anything additional because you're probably going to get some more great information. And this session is being recorded and the recording will be available for playback within about a week from the SACAC website. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to our presenters. First up, you have the opportunity to hear from Karen from Brock University.
Awesome. Hopefully you can see my screen okay. So my name is Karen and I am from Brock University. We are located in the Niagara region. We are a public Canadian university. So we are considered a mid-sized Canadian university with approximately 19,000 students. We do have over 100 different countries represented on campus, and about 13% of our student body, or 2,500 students, are international students. We do have over 100 different programs to choose from across 7 academic faculties, including 40 different co-op programs. So this just gives you a little bit of a snapshot of our location. So we are located in the Niagara region in the city of St. Catharines, which has approximately 150,000 people. We're about 20 minutes away from the Niagara Falls. We can actually see the Niagara Falls from the top floor of our library on campus. And we're about 30 minutes from the Buffalo, New York border. So we are very close to the United States, about a 60-minute drive or train ride away from Toronto. So I know that we do have a group of Canadians in this presentation today, which is awesome. So I'm just going to quickly go over some reasons why you might want to choose to study in Canada. So first off, all of our degrees are internationally recognized, meaning that you can go back to the United States to do your graduate program or to work, and your degree will be recognized. Also, we're a very affordable option. So Brock's tuition is approximately $20,000 US per year. All-in costs are between $30,000 to $36,000 US per year. I do want to mention that Brock is a FAFSA certified school, so you are allowed to use your federal financial aid if you qualify when you attend Brock. We also do have lots of paid co-op opportunities throughout your undergraduate and graduate degrees, as well as an international student studying in Canada. You are allowed to work part-time while you are a full-time student. So at Brock, we did poll all of our international students and we asked them, why did they decide to come and study at Brock? So the first reason is safety, both on and off campus. So when you think of Canada, you think of a very safe country. We're actually located in one of the safest regions in all of Canada. So it's a fantastic location. The second is affordable living. So we offer safe and affordable accommodation, both on and off campus. On average, a one-bedroom apartment is 67% less expensive than living in Toronto. So calculate that over the span of a 4-year degree, and that's quite a lot of money that you're saving in your pocket. We also have our personalized international student support. So that's both transitional and ongoing academic, language, and social programming to support you. A fun fact, Brock is actually ranked #1 in all of Canada for our mental health support services and #2 in all of Canada for overall student satisfaction. The fourth and the fifth reason are linked. It's that Brock does offer career-driven programming, including co-op and experiential education opportunities. 100% of our programs do offer some form of experiential education, and that leads to our Brock graduates enjoying one of the highest rates of postgraduate employment in all of Canada, with 96.5% finding work after their degree. So I did just briefly want to go over our admissions process. So we do have direct applications that are currently open for September. We also accept students for September, January, and May. We do just very generally require a minimum B average for admissions, but I do want to say that meeting the minimum program requirements does not guarantee admission. We also do not require the SAT or ACT. We actually don't even look at it throughout the application process. I do want to mention that some programs do have an early application deadline and additional documents required, but most programs will only require your academic transcripts and an English language test if necessary. We do not require letters of reference or essays unless you apply for optional scholarships. As I mentioned earlier, we do have over 70 different undergraduate programs across 7 different faculties, including Applied Health Sciences, our Goodman School of Business, Education, our Humanities, including our Marilyn I. Walker School of Fine and Performing Arts, Math and Science, and where I'm from, the Faculty of Social Sciences. I did mention co-op. So co-op is the opportunity to get paid work experience throughout your undergraduate studies. We do offer 40 different co-op programs at Brock. So approximately 15% of our student body are co-op students. Over the span of a 4 to 5 year undergraduate degree, you will get a minimum of 12 months of paid work experience. On average, our students make between 18 and 23 Canadian dollars per hour throughout their co-op term. I know that right now the borders are closed due to COVID-19, but I did want to mention that we do have virtual tours available so that you can still experience a little bit of what the Brock campus is like. This is available at uvisit.com/tour/Brock. And then lastly, if you did have any follow-up questions, you are able to email them to international@brocku.ca. I'm always also happy to schedule one-on-one calls. So just to send us an email and I'd be happy to schedule that for you. Lastly, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. You can find us at BrockUINTL. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Karen, and to Brock University. Don't forget, audience, you can put those questions in the Q&A. I also forgot to mention, thank you so much to our sponsors of this program tonight, Cambridge Assessment. So next up, you get to hear from Patricia at Glion Institute of Higher Education.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. It's my pleasure to introduce Glion. We are a university that is based in Switzerland and in London. So we have 2 campuses in Switzerland, and we've got one just about 40 minutes outside the center of London. So I know we have a short time, so I wanted to take advantage here and give you sort of a recap. Glion is a small private business school. We specialize with an alignment with luxury, finance, and marketing, and students who have an interest in hospitality. We're very proud of how international we are. We have over 100 nationalities on campus. We're a program that is about 3.5 years. It includes 2 internships, and we really encourage study abroad. All of our courses are taught in English, but you will be taking some foreign language. We have a very strong on-campus student life, very strong alumni. We have an acceptance rate of about 65%, and we're really proud that our retention rate of 90%, which means students who start as freshmen stay with us about 90% and do graduate. We do offer financial aid and merit scholarships. So with that in mind, there are a couple of areas I really wanted to highlight, which is we are one of 11 universities outside the US that have US accreditation. We're also ranked top 3 in the world for employer reputation, which means we have we're really proud, about 90% of an employment rate. Many of our students have multiple internship offers as well. So I'm going to just share some pictures with you and make sure you get to sort of take a trip with me to Switzerland. Again, we've got 2 campuses in Switzerland, one in Glion, which is right there on Lake Geneva, the real Lake Geneva in Switzerland. And then we have another one that's in the center of Switzerland, you'll see here, in a small town called Buhl. It's gorgeous. So you're on campus with about 2,500 students. We also have a campus in London. We are situated on a campus of about 10,000 students. We're the small school. So you get another great experience of being at a small school, but also at a large school if you wanted to do a study abroad with us at that campus. So I'd like to just share with you a little bit. Our bachelor's degree, it's a business degree. You would come in for your first semester with us and have an experience in France for about 2 weeks. You'll then go on an internship, do an opportunity to be able to stay at your main campus, go to London, go to our sister campus in Spain or in China as part of your study abroad. So again, we're very global and we really encourage students who want to have that multiple campus experience. Then you'll do a second internship and then you'll finalize your senior year and you'll try to start to do a specialization, which is really a minor of how we're equated in the US. So you'll either choose luxury, finance, or event management as part of your specialization. So part of our difference is, again, we've got 2 campuses in Switzerland. We have a campus in London. We have a sister campus that's in the southern part of Spain, and then also in Shanghai. So many students ask if they can be at multiple campuses, and the answer is yes. You can do all of that within 3.5 years. Also, as I shared in the beginning, we have many employers that come to campus, and 250 a year, in fact, and we're only about 2,000 students. So that tells you that your opportunity to be exposed to professional network is very high. So here, I just wanted to share with you because I think it's always important to know, what does it look like? Where would I live? Our dorms, you can either choose single or shared rooms. Each campus has multiple places for dining. And you'll see that you're in just a gorgeous setting. These are pictures of our main campus on Switzerland in Buhl. And then our campus in London all has single accommodation. So again, you're about 40 minutes from the center of London. We really have a very strong student life, very strong in government, in clubs, and we encourage students to participate in 1 or 2 clubs. And the advantage of going to a school in Europe is, of course, the proximity to be able to do trips to Rome, Italy. You can go into Germany, France, Spain, and you'll have opportunities to do skiing, to do hiking, a multitude of opportunities as well in sports. So it really is a very fun student life. We also have summer programs for those of you that are juniors that are with us. We really encourage you, sophomore juniors, to come spend a week or 2 with us, 1 week in London or 1 week in London and Switzerland. And you'll stay with us. You'll take some college classes in the morning, but you'll definitely have some fun in the afternoon. So just to recap, we are a world ranked university, very good employer reputation, very diverse with over 100 nationalities on campus. And we encourage students that want to come study with us who want to do study abroad. So our student profile, we really look for students that are interested in having a global experience. Our admissions is about 3.3 GPA is the entry level. We look for an admissions resume. We're going to also have you do your essay. We have you complete our application process, and every student goes through a personalized interview with us. So we want to encourage you to, if you're interested, you can send your information to me here, and we are happy to do a one-on-one counseling with you. If there's anything I can answer in the end, I'm happy to do so. Thank you. Oops, sorry about that.
Thanks so much, Patricia and Glion Institute of Higher Education. Next up, you get the opportunity to hear from Bishop's University.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to share my screen with you. Sorry for the delay.
Don't worry,
Oh.
there it is.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Christina. I'm a recruitment officer for Bishop's University, as well as a graduate. So I can tell you my experience firsthand. Obviously, it's a beautiful campus by looking at it. We are located in Quebec, Canada. So we're located in the city of Sherbrooke. It's the third largest city. And as you can see, we're about an hour and a half away from Montreal. So great to take some weekend trips. So located in Sherbrooke, we are an English language university. I know that this is something that people often get worried about, concerned about with Quebec, but all of our courses are taught in English. Although being an English language university, French, we do live in a French community. And so while students don't need to know a word of French, our environment offers the ability to learn, enhance, or become fully bilingual in both languages. The type of institution that we are is really a small undergraduate university, which means that we have small classroom sizes and we have teachers that know you by your name. And for me, that was something important. I went to private school, and so getting, really speaking with your teacher instead of having a teacher assistant was something that I valued. Other than that, we're also a residential campus. So 97% of our students live within walking distance. Living in residence was one of the most special parts of my university experience because you really learn to build a community and network with people around you. And it's an experience that you'll never really get to have again. So these are a few of our different styles. So we have single rooms, double rooms, and we also have the apartment styled residence. So there are various things to choose from. Another thing that we value is experiential learning at Bishop's. So whether you're in business or in education, there is going to be some sort of internship, co-op, or learning opportunity, as well as undergraduate research. So usually a lot of the research is reserved for graduate students, but because we're primarily undergraduate, we get to work with and alongside our professors. So Bishop's is truly unique. Having been a student there myself, I can say that the one thing they pride themselves on is engagement. Bishop's connects students to, like I said, all kinds of learning opportunities. I got to go on exchange. I got to live and study in Italy. So that is something really special. Although most schools offer some sort of student exchange, what I liked about Bishop's is that because we're fewer students, you really get to choose the country and the school that you go on exchange to. So these are kind of opportunities really enable students to strengthen their skills and obtain valuable experiential and work experience while you're doing your degree. The other thing I want to focus on is the liberal arts education model that we follow. Students are able to take a major or a minor in pretty much any of the disciplines that we offer. So I'm actually going to go on here. So this is a few of the disciplines that we have. So from School of Education to the Williams School of Business, there is something for everyone. And I think that this is, when you're going into university, it's a time to explore what you want to do and really get to explore different courses. So I got to be in business, but also take a psychology course and also take an Italian course, which served useful later on. So our facilities at Bishop's, pretty much everything has been renovated in the last 10 years. So we're really lucky to have a new gym facility, a new library learning commons. Here we have writing centers, math help centers, and a lot of resources to provide help once you get to school. For example, I was part of the business program, but math is not necessarily my strong suit. So I got a lot of help within the school and for free. So that's really nice to have those kinds of resources on campus. And then the other thing that I'd like to talk about is what kind of school Bishop's is. So if there's 3 things that you can think of, I would say engagement. So as you can see, 84% of our students are really involved on campus. And because everyone lives on campus, it's a unique experience. If you're going to do your undergrad, I think that it's something that you can enjoy, and we have a student body and a community like no other. I was actually listening to Brock's presentation. We do have we're a very similar school, and it's nice that we get to present together tonight. So moving on, this is a quote that I like to stand by. So if you want to attend university, pick one of the big schools. But if you want to experience learning in life while attending university, pick Bishop's. Some last things that I do want to mention is we're open, we're friendly, we're diverse, we're very much what you would think a Canadian institution looks like. We're also affordable and easy to apply to. We are one of few schools, I think, on the Common App. So we don't look for SATs or extra essays. You can apply easily on the Common App. And there are also different scholarship opportunities that you can look at on our website. So last but not least, I want to mention that we have a few resources online right now. I know that everything is virtual, so we have campus tours. We have an open house coming up on March 20th, as well as personal meetings, one-on-one bookings, and drop-in sessions. So if you have any questions, I am more than happy to meet with you. And thank you so much, Courtney, for the opportunity tonight.
Thank you so much to you, Christina, and to Bishop's University. Next up, you're going to get to hear from the University of Glasgow. And make sure that you put those questions in the chat should you have them. Looking good.
There we go. Thanks for that, Courtney. Hi, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. My name is Jason Vai. I'm the Senior International Officer with the University of Glasgow, and I'm happy to hopefully introduce you and give you a taste of Scotland, even though you can't go in person at the moment. So in case nobody's been fortunate enough to be in Glasgow or have visited Scotland before, what I'm showing you is a view from the top of our campus. And Glasgow actually means dear green place in Scots Gaelic. So even though you'll be studying and living in one of Scotland's major cities, to take a break from city life to go hug a tree, or you see in the background the start of the Scottish lowlands, about 30-minute drive and about a 10-minute longer drive, you're in the Highlands. You can take a break from that busy city life and go hug a tree if you really need to. So you kind of have the best of both worlds within Glasgow. I think everybody is pretty familiar with Edinburgh. It's the capital. You probably should be as far as geography is concerned. But Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland, and Glasgow and Edinburgh have a very soft, friendly rivalry between the two cities and the two universities, but the two cities are only an hour away on the train. The trains run every 15 minutes, and it only costs you about £6, which is about $8 for a round trip. So regardless of where you might end up in Scotland, you'll be very well connected, no matter where you kind of end up. So some quick facts about the University of Glasgow. I can switch to the next page. There we are. So we were established in 1451. We are considered one of these 4 Scottish ancient universities. We've just been around forever, but we are the 4th oldest English-speaking university in the world. And to complement that ancient legacy and tradition, we are currently ranked 67th in the world and 14th in the UK. So if ranking is something important that you're considering when choosing a school, Glasgow benefits from the reputation that you have from graduating from such a prestigious Russell Group university in the UK. We are considered a large institution. We have 29,000 students from over 140 different countries, and it means that you have a very diverse pool of students while you're actually in the classroom. Take it from me, my accent, this is all Baltimore. The US system wasn't the best fit for me, so I started out in the US, transferred over to the UK, and it's something so simple that I found in the UK just based on geography and more friendly immigration policies, where how do you discuss conflict in the Middle East without students from the Middle East in your classroom? And that's kind of really one of the draws of the UK, and especially at Glasgow. Another important note is that all degrees in Scotland and at Glasgow are 4 years, very similar to what you might anticipate from a US university, whereas if you're looking at other institutions in the United Kingdom, in England, Wales, or Northern Ireland, those undergrad degrees are 3 years, not 4. And that's because you cannot change your mind with a 3-year undergrad. In Scotland, you can still change your mind. So the US system is loosely based on the Scottish. So Scotland, for anybody who's not been, anybody who has been might recognize this. This is Loch Katrine. It's the closest loch to campus. It's about a 30-minute drive. So if anybody ever invites you on a hill walk, these are the biggest hills that you will ever see in your entire life. Nobody will call them mountains, but if you ask me, they're mountains as far as I'm concerned. But I mentioned that Glasgow means dear green place. You have a lot of combinations of all those creature comforts within a major city in Scotland. It's the largest city, from live music to art displays to museums. There's a massive film and television production scene in Glasgow, to going on a hill walk to go watch the sunrise over in the Scottish Highlands. So you can certainly live your Outlander fantasy as many times as you'd like to. The university is not based in the city center. We're over on the West End. And the West End is a little bit more student friendly. It's a little bit more of a slower pace than being directly in the city center. You get the very small cobblestone streets. It's a very romantic European experience. So you'll be walking from class, about a 10-minute walk, but you're passing the independent boutiques, the coffee shops, the patisseries, the boulangerie. It's a very traditional, romanticized European experience. So anything that you might kind of infer as to what your European experience might be will pretty much come true in the West End. This is a shot of Ashton Lane. It's a very popular student kind of pathway in order to get to campus. There's a lot of student-friendly restaurants, student-friendly shopping, art galleries all around. So you'll be in good company when you're over in the West End. Entry requirements, we're going to be looking for a 32 to a 38 if you're doing the IB diploma. If you're doing the US curriculum, we are looking for a 1280 SAT or a 27 SAT. We're going to be looking for 3 subject tests at AP level with at least a 4, or if your tests have been canceled, most testing last year was canceled because of COVID, we will accept test optional applications, but we will be expecting a 3.5 GPA, and then we'll be looking at your transcript to make sure that you're taking those honors and AP courses, even though you might not have had a chance to take a test. Okay. So this is a shot of campus. It's a castle. It looks like Hogwarts. There's no way to kind of ignore the comparison between the two, but this is where you'll be actually learning. And the main building is the name of the castle. You'll actually take classes in the main building. It's both admin and academic buildings. And then Glasgow owns a lot of the buildings that you see on the screen. So even though it's not a completely condensed and secluded campus, to get from one end of campus to another, it takes about 10 minutes. So just across the street, we've got the 13-story library. It's a very popular destination for students for obvious reasons. Currently, Glasgow is housing all of Shakespeare's manuscripts, so any literature students will come in handy. And then you can study a little bit of everything from arts and humanities to the sciences, just not fine art at Glasgow. Tuition will be just over $24,000 US, and it goes up when you get to the sciences, right? If anybody has any questions, feel free to scan the QR code in the bottom of the page, and I'll be happy to chat to you guys later. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jason, and to the University of Glasgow. Next up, you get to hear from the University of Melbourne.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia, and I'm with the University of Melbourne, based in, sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Based in Melbourne, Australia. So
good, Julia.
One thing that's really great about our university is that we have 3-year bachelor degrees that are internationally recognized. We are part of the group of 8 universities, so it's the equivalent of an Ivy League education down under, with very straightforward admissions process. And of course, one of the best parts of attending Uni Melb is that you get to live in Melbourne, which is a really beautiful country and really amazing city. We're actually ranked #1 in Australia, and we're proud to rank 26 in the world. So we're a large public research intensive university with about 50,000 students, so about half undergrad, half grad. So we have all sorts of different programs, and a lot of these programs actually rank in the top 20 globally. So basically, I'm just going to share quickly what types of majors we have on offer. So even though these are 3-year bachelor degrees, you are able to explore your different interests. So you will apply directly to the program that you are interested in, but you'll have until your 2nd year to choose your major. So we follow a little bit more of a North America education model. So you will be, if you want to study marine biology, you'll apply for a Bachelor of Science. So you can't totally switch to, performing arts, but you do have the ability to kind of explore different interests. Very straightforward admissions process. We're just going to really look at your GPA, SAT, or ACT and AP prerequisites. Each program has slightly different entry requirements, which I'll share on the next slide, but we don't look at essays, references, or extracurriculars. So the whole application will take you about an hour for your time. So these are the different degrees, and you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking for in terms of the entry requirements. So although we can't really guarantee anything, if you do meet the minimum entry requirements, there's a really good chance that you'll get an offer. We also accept the IB diploma as well. If you haven't had the opportunity to take the ACT or SAT, we do offer some alternatives. So you can do an online stat test, or you can use an AP aggregate. And I will share my my email and booking link, so feel free to reach out with any more specific questions later on. So the academic calendar is a little different in Australia. So SEM 1 is March to June, and SEM 2 is July to November. The seasons are opposite. So you will be spending your winter holiday probably on the beach with a barbecue. In terms of funding, since we do have 3-year bachelor degrees, they really are often very affordable in comparison, because you're not paying for that 4th year of tuition and living expenses. You can definitely use US student loans, and we have a number of merit-based scholarships on offer. So this is sort of just a cost comparison, so you can kind of get an idea that it may actually, international options in many cases, can be quite comparable to in-state tuition. We are definitely really happy to rank 7 in the world for graduate employability. So we have a lot of support for you as a student, throughout your entire degree. Lots of opportunities for connections with alumni, mentoring, lots of undergraduate research, internships, and so on. So this is our beautiful campus. We're actually only about 15 minutes from downtown Melbourne. Melbourne is a really amazing city. It was actually ranked most livable city in the world for 7 years in a row. We're currently number 2, so we have fallen a little bit from grace, but still pretty good. Separate campus environment, all sorts of really beautiful dorms, student apartments, and you can source your own accommodation if that's what you would like to do. We have a really beautiful old campus, so a lot of really beautiful historic buildings, but we do definitely have a lot of modern facilities as well. So, just a nice campus tour. And yeah, again, one of the things I really love about Melbourne is that it's a big city, but it also has a lot of nature nearby. So you can, go on hikes, you can go surfing. There's all sorts of different things. And we have more cafes and restaurants per capita than any other city in the world. So lots and lots of things to do. This is about an hour from campus, and you can actually see kangaroos on your way down, and we're about 30-40 minutes from the beach. And I will pop all these links in the chat, and definitely feel free to reach out if you want to chat further.
Julia, thanks to you and the University of Melbourne. Next, I'd like to introduce the University of Toronto.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around this evening. My name is Courtney. I'm one of the recruitment officers with the University of Toronto. And so thanks again for joining us. We have just a very limited amount of time to chat about one of the world's best university So I do have 3 key points that I want you to take away from this session. Not only are we Canada's #1 university, we are a network of unique communities right in the heart of a dynamic, diverse, cosmopolitan region, and there's really no better place to be. And best of all, U of T students can mix and match programs and experiences to build a truly personalized degree. So we'll go ahead and get started. The University of Toronto is Canada's best university, and we have an incredible reputation for our academics, faculty, and research. We were founded in 1827, and our faculty, alumni, and students are leaders in discovery and innovation. And in fact, more research-based startups have come out of the University of Toronto than any other university in North America. But that's not all our alumni have done. A lot of people know that insulin was discovered at U of T, but did you know that stem cell research started here too? We've produced Oscar winners, Olympic champions, prime ministers, Nobel laureates, and best-selling authors like Margaret Atwood and Malcolm Gladwell. The second takeaway is that U of T is a network of unique communities in the heart of one of the most dynamic regions in the world. When you live in Toronto, you live just steps away from hundreds of vibrant communities and neighborhoods, each with its own distinct character and flavor. The BBC did once rank us the world's most diverse city, and while there's certainly lots of contenders, we're definitely up there. In fact, about half of Toronto's population was born outside of Canada and speaks languages other than English. While we are Canada's largest university, each student at U of T is also part of a smaller community where you can really feel at home. So the first layers of community that you'll find at U of T are our campus communities. All 3 of our campuses are located within 1 hour of each other in downtown Toronto and offer the same high quality education and are all self-contained, offering our students everything they need from academic support to student life. When you graduate, you're earning a U of T degree, regardless which campus you choose, and each campus really has its own feel. So I'd encourage you to learn more about them. It's critical for us that every U of T student has not just a home base, but a team to support and cheer you on. We want you to be happy and to reach your full potential, and that's why each of our campuses is also home to a wide range of student services. Your professors and TAs will hold weekly office hours to work with you one-on-one, and U of T students take full advantage of all the services we offer, so much so that 91% of our first-year students move on to second year. The third and final takeaway that I mentioned at the beginning was the ability for U of T students to mix and match programs to really personalize and build their own degrees. With over 700 program options, there are no shortage of opportunities to do this. This is really the best selection of programs in Canada. At U of T, many of our programs are available on all 3 campuses, allowing students the option to choose in which environment they'd like to study. Other programs are unique to a specific campus. So for example, at our St. George campus, we offer over 50 languages in the arts programs. Our forensic science program is offered at our Mississauga campus, and our journalism program is offered at our Scarborough campus. We also have the largest and highest ranked faculty of engineering in Canada, with 8 core programs you can apply to directly from high school, including computer, civil, mechanical, and more. And we also have an undecided first-year program called Track 1, where you can declare to the core 8 after your first year. And lastly, we offer engineering science, which is an enriched program where students spend their first 2 years in high-level multidisciplinary engineering courses and then go on to a specialized major. The 3 remaining communities are the smallest at U of T and again, unique to the St. George campus. So first is Architectural and Visual Studies, which are programs that offer studio time, access to the Daniels faculty, and a foundation in design thinking. Kinesiology is the study of human movement, and this program has a lot of opportunities to apply what you're learning and get outside of the classroom. And finally, music. What better place to study music than the heart of downtown Toronto? The Faculty of Music is the smallest faculty at U of T and specializes in one-on-one instruction on a weekly basis and unique ensemble opportunities. You can also customize your degree through your co-curricular record, including things like paid work placements through our co-op programs, as well as research opportunity programs. We have formal exchange programs with over 140 partner institutions in more than 40 countries, and when it's safe to go abroad again, we'll be sending students out on both semester, year-long, and shorter exchange opportunities. And as Canada's largest university, you can get involved with any of 1,000 different student clubs or our 44 Varsity Blues sports teams or intramural athletics as well. So if this is all sounding pretty good, let me give you a quick timeline of what it looks like to become a U of T student. We encourage students to submit their initial application by early November, which gives you plenty of time to submit your required documents, complete a self-reported grades form, and any other supplemental applications that may be required for admission. Admissions decisions are generally released beginning early in the new year and throughout the spring. So if you have applied or are looking to apply next year, you can keep an eye on your inbox during that time. We're also pleased to offer a range of scholarships varying in value for international students. Students are automatically considered for these awards with no separate application required for the most part. Successful candidates typically receive notice shortly after admission. You can also check out our Award Explorer to learn more about other scholarship opportunities. And the last one to mention is our Les Doobie Pearson International Scholarship, which is our largest award for international students that covers the cost of 4 years of study. This one does require a high school nomination, so be sure to check with your counselor about that one. Thank you again so much for joining us this evening. If you have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or visit our links here to learn more and to attend some of our virtual events that are upcoming. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. I am now going to pose a question to all of our panelists, and we will allow you guys to each take a turn in a round robin and answer this question for our audience. So in the same order that you presented, what advice would you give someone going through this college search process? So we'll start with Brock University first.
Awesome, thanks. I think this presentation actually did a really great job just to highlight how many different opportunities there are for university. My biggest piece of advice would be to explore your options. And also too, you don't have to go broke to get a good education. If you have a budget, stay true to your budget. You can definitely find a best fit university for you while not going broke. So those would be my two main pieces of advice.
Hello, everyone. My piece of advice, I believe, is really consider study abroad. It's a unique opportunity in your life where you get to really explore, learn who you are, and really have, honestly, a wonderful time. There isn't one person who does study abroad that regrets it. And you'll hear from so many people that I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. So as you're looking at schools, I really think that's something to consider no matter where you go. Try and take advantage and enjoy it. I know it's a stressful process, but you're going to be entering the best part of your life. It's so fun. Enjoy.
Hello. Honestly, kind of a mix of both of what you guys just said. I think that finding the perfect fit is important. So maybe like make a criteria. What are the criteria that are important to you? So if study abroad, for me, it was something that was really exciting. So I found a school that had an exchange program, as well as, you know, again, finding what's important to you. So if community is more important to you, or if size of university matters to you, start with your top 5 criteria and then explore all the options, because every university is great and there's a spot for everyone. So.
Yeah, I would agree with Patricia. I think that's the biggest takeaway is go. It may not be the perfect fit for you guys to go for a full undergrad degree. It is a little bit intimidating. College is intimidating, period. So to consider going to another country as close as Canada or as far away as Australia, it's even more intimidating. So I think that you all are doing some really great things by even exploring what those international options are. But even if a full degree isn't necessarily on the cards right now, go for a short-term study abroad for a summer, for a semester, possibly even a full year, just because this is the time where you don't have as many life responsibilities as you'll have later, and certainly reach out. It's been done before, so wherever you'd like to go, people will certainly be able to help you.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to agree with my colleagues. I think it's a really good idea to go international if you can. I think you'll have limited opportunities to live overseas in life, and education is a really, really amazing way to do this. And just cost it out, just see, what is this going to cost compared to, some other options, because you'll be surprised at how affordable some of these options are.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I think everyone has covered many of the points, but my last piece of advice is don't necessarily just do what your friends are doing. If you have peers who are like, this seems ridiculous, why would you ever study abroad? That's a waste of time or money. You're never going to, make anything of yourself. Don't let them get to you. We all, I think, are examples of how great international education can really be. And the right fit for you is not going to be necessarily the right fit for your friend in high school right now, and that's okay. So, take your own journey, and hopefully that will lead you to maybe an international destination for at least part of your degree.
I'd like to end with saying, I hope that you realize all the people on this screen right now are here to help you, and to please reach out to them if you have questions. There are people like them at all the schools that you're looking at, and so they really love working with students and can't wait for your connections, phone calls, emails, texts, etc. So as we close out tonight, thank you so much for joining us. There will be a quick survey for questions as you close out, so please provide us with some feedback. Sign up for additional sessions. There's still one more set of sections this evening, and this recording will be available within about a week on the Southern Association for College Admissions Counseling website. And thanks again to Cambridge Assessment for your sponsorship tonight. So have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.